Yeah. So how was your holiday, Vicky?
It was fantastic. I highly recommend it to everyone. I think like
Wow.
the other day, like I was saying, you need to pause. You will
Mm.
pause and
Yes.
have a break and refresh yourself
Yeah.
because I mean it does so well for your life. Plus experience like these kind of things go will stay with you forever.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I would.
Yeah.
I think travel is the best thing that will sort of feed your soul and sort of enlighten as well. You get to learn a
Yeah.
lot when you travel.
Yeah. And I thought, like last week we paused, but, in a sense, when Vicky took her trip, she paused as well, paused from her day to day, your routine and your day to day and your, familiar environment, didn't you? And then, so you took a pause from that and experienced something different. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
like that.
Cool.
Worries. Okay.
So I wanted to say hello to a couple of viewers. We've got Tao and Yan joining us tonight. Thank you for always being here for us and supporting us, Tao and Yan. We're much appreciated.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Happy to
yeah,
have you guys on board and enjoy this chat with us too, because
yeah,
you're part of this beautiful um, community that we want to build. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So we're going to get into it. So welcome to the Heart Talk to You family, and thank you everyone for tuning in to the Three Souls Awakening live chat series so far. It's also we're here to support the community, the awakening community that are coming, that are attracted to us, and also, but we also appreciate your support. Your support in supporting us on this brand new journey that the three of us are on. And so we're just over halfway, the halfway line, halfway point. And, we're really enjoying this sharing. And I think it's much for us, as it is for the community, for us to share and kind of release these experiences, from within us, and to feel lighter. I always feel lighter after I share it, even though, the experiences are quite heavy and sometimes difficult and sad. But I always feel a lot lighter in my body after I share it. And I hope that, our experiences and our sharing, help the Heart Talk to You family with your own journey of awakening, obviously, because we're all awakening at this point. And I'm so excited to see that the community is growing in numbers. So definitely follow us and like us and watch the video and share our Facebook page or Instagram page or even our live chat, with other awakening souls that you might come across in your life. Like specifically, this past week, I've experienced randomly just, in my day-to-day job, turning up at a particular place and having a conversation with the person that I met, about awakening and what we're doing in the community. And in a sense, we're spreading the word. And, I always instead of explaining, I just say, why don't you just join us on Facebook and just check it out and listen to the videos and find out what we're all about, So another thing that I did come across today was a quote, which I shared with Helena and Vicky, and I wanted to share this quote with the family too. So the quote says, each time a new person awakens, the whole of humanity rises a notch in consciousness. So the whole world is awakening as each of us individually awaken as well. So this experience is very, very important for this time. And I hope that you find some support and some nugget of wisdom here to help you with your life too. So over to you, Helena.
Look, we're really enjoying the interactions and the conversations about awakening. So please continue to, leave comments, ask questions. We would like to continue the conversations, and we hope that it will resonate with everyone. And hopefully, if you have questions, we'll be able to answer that. So, so chat with us, leave comments. We're happy to answer them. So, look, we're really thankful that Vicky, our South American soul sister, is back from holidays, and back in the studio to share her second awakening moment with us all.
Yes.
So, look, thanks, Vicky, for sharing, and I guess it's over to you now.
Yeah. Do you have the presentation there? Oh.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, so in the meantime, I was thinking about the trip, and I was reflecting about the whole experience, and I put together a presentation to kind of translate and communicate a little bit what it was all about. So yes, this is my um I
Is
just
it
go.
on? You see it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the banner off because I can't see. Okay. So yeah, an introduction here. So an awakening moment most of the time comes with difficult times, and difficult times are a blessing because it forces us to act. And at this time, I was trying to reflect on what was the trigger, what forced me to do something different. And what it was hard for me to take a break because we are so into working that we forget that we need to stop and reset and refresh an experience, right? Um, then I thought, well, if I'm gonna take a break, what should I do? And then I started planning to go, and my plan was like, oh, this is how much it's gonna cost. And it's like, I don't think I have enough, but it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go and do it anyway. And then I decided, well, you know what? If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna dream, and I'm gonna dream where I want to go, and let's see what the world has a store for me. And then I thought, oh, you know what? I can do it, even though I don't know if I'm able to do it. Well, time wise, yes, I could do it, but money wise, I wasn't like 100% ready for it. So if we go to the next one. Okay, so how everything started, right? So as you know, there were 2 years we guys could not go anywhere. Okay, so I accumulated quite a bit of annual leave, and because we had so much leave, that this at work is like you had to take your leave, you had to go, you had to go. It's like, oh my god, what should I do? And then I started reflecting. Well, you know what? If I have that much leave, I don't know what to do with it. And as I said before, I was like, okay, well, let's just dream. Even though I don't know if it's gonna happen, I was just gonna dream and I just relaxed and started like looking into internet and see what packages were there for holidays. And I got all excited and I felt so much in there. And I said, oh, this is really scary, but I'm just gonna write to them and say, I want to do not just one, but I want to do 2 tours. And then after that, I'm gonna relax. And where do I want to go? So, yeah, I started to dream, and then I took action, finding all these beautiful things that I could do. And then, you know what? I don't have the money, but I'm just gonna do it. And it was like the whole time, it was so scary because I felt I wasn't financially ready, but I jumped. I said, I'm gonna do it. Let's see how that's gonna go. And then we go to the next, please. Okay, then it is a choice to live to the fullest. It is only up to us to choose that. And it's not easy. It sounds like really it's obvious, right? But we are so into the routine that we forget that we need to have fun, and then we need to, I mean, we deserve to have a good time. Um, and then it's like, I made the decision. It's like, I'm going to pay the deposit. I don't have the full money, but I have 3 months to pay for it. So I can pay for the deposit, that's for sure. I started like, looking into flights. Um, where do I want to go? I went into the map and it's like, oh, I'm gonna go here, here, here. And these countries were like never in my mind before. Like never. I never considered going to these countries before. Somehow they come into my mind. I started getting excited and I picked them. Um, and then the funny thing is that I was ready. I paid for the full trip. I paid for the flights, and I just had to get on the plane. And I was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to really do this." Um, and I think at that time I didn't know it was an awakening moment. It was just a process to realize that was, and I still kind of awakening. So if we go to the next slide. Okay. So I did my trip, and then when I came back, I started to think about what was for me, what that meant to me, because the experience is incredible. I mean, I experienced the people, the culture, the food, the new places, right? Um, and then I started to reflect about the whole thing. And yeah, I put a few things in writing. And it's only up to us to change our life. Like if we expect our life to change, if we don't do anything, nothing's gonna change. Also, we need to be awakened to realize that we need to do something about it. We need to stop and realize, even if it is just a day off from work, that's something we need to start. I think with small steps, it will make it easy, the decision. And the whole experience will last forever, for a lifetime, because those memories will stay with me forever. Next, we had to find the courage to do it. Go back? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, we need to find the courage to do it. Nobody will understand you until you have done it. I started telling people what I was doing once I had everything paid. Because if you start talking about, oh, I'm thinking about, I would like to go travel, people are gonna start saying, oh, but you don't need to. Oh, Australia has everything. What do you need to go so far? They start pushing you back, and then they start killing your dream pretty much. Um, You will doubt yourself the whole time. I doubted myself the whole time. I still did it. And do you know what? It was incredible because I planned it and then the money came. From all different sources, I could never imagine it was going to come. Um, and then once you have done it, then you start believing in yourself. It's like, you know what? I did it. And if I did this, I can do who knows what other things I could do. Like we can do anything. And then after this reflection, I just wanted to share with you a few photos there of the places that I went to. And the experience was, and the funny thing is that the weather was perfect. The whole time we went on the trips, it was just a perfect sky, perfect time, perfect weather. The last day I stayed in Istanbul, which was an extra day. It was raining, and I was thinking, "Oh my God, I cannot believe that everything was incredible, perfect." And the last day it was raining, and I was thinking how it could be the tour in this condition. I was like, you're gonna be able to see places. You're going to be able to actually walk around, and hear the whole story. You could be like in a building or something. Um, so yeah, the first one was Turkey. It has many places. I went to a few cities, and they're all different. They're all different. But what I liked the most was the people. The people help each other. They talk to each other. It made me feel embarrassed about being Australian because we don't talk to each other. We don't help each other. We go into the lift and we just pretend nobody's there. We got on the bus and everybody's on the phone. Um, in here, they help each other, even though they don't know each other. They're not friends. They're just on the streets, on the train, and in the bus. We couldn't reach the driver, right? Because it was really narrow. And we just tried to give the money, and people will help you actually to give the money to the driver. Little things like that. And I thought, well, you know what? We should do the same because um, they're not as rich country as we are. But I think the beauty of that is that they have each other. They don't have the government, they don't have good jobs, they don't have good pay, but they have each other. So that was, I think, that the most beautiful thing I saw that. Same in Egypt is a bit more messy, but people talk to each other. They're nice. Even the kids. The kids were so polite and so respectful, and they could talk to you and come to you. And I was like, kids in Sydney, oh my God, they're on the phones or in the computer, and they have no idea there's people around them. So, yeah. And next, I really would like to thank you all. Oh, yeah, the summary. Thank you, Helena. Yeah, well, I came to realize that we are unlimited beings. We just need to dream. We just need to dream and do things. Um, when we start trusting ourselves and listening to our inner voice, which is our intuition, we can change our world. And I think once we change our world, we can change the world outside. We are more powerful than we think, and learning from difficult times are a blessing. Um, Look, I hope that this message really get to you because we are so fearful, we're so doubting ourselves, and we can create so much more. Um, and and then we're too distracted. We're too distracted with work, with normal life, with the routine. Um, and we need to stop. We really need to stop and rethink our life and ask ourselves, what is it that I want? What can I change in here? How do I want my life to change? Do I want to be happy? What makes me happy? When I ask people, what do you want? I would say 98% of the time they don't know. They don't know what they want. So I think we have to start asking ourselves, what do I want? What makes me happy? How can I make this happen? Even if we start with small steps, I would think it's the easiest way to reach the highest goals. Um, and as I say, I didn't know it was an awakening until I was back with the trip. It made me reflect so much more, and it makes me appreciate what I have because the people there that don't have the luxury that we have here, you know, the salaries are very, very low, but they're happier than us, they're more humble than us. So if we can combine, a good life, which a life with heart, and a life where we actually share with other people, that we acknowledge other people. We have the time to actually talk to each other and help each other. I feel like we are in a bubble where anything that matters is just me. The rest, I don't care about anyone else. And I think we need to come out of that bubble and start sharing and spending time with each other and helping each other. Um, just simple things. At least acknowledging each other. That could be a really good start for all of us. Um, and last one, if we go to the next slide, I would like to thank you all for being with me all this time. I didn't want to miss any episode while I was away. I think I only missed one. And yeah, I just wanted to share with you the journey as I was going. Um, and yeah, I want to thank you for your time that you put into actually see this presentation. And it was a pleasure for me to share the experience with all of you. Um, is if you have any comments, just feel free to put the comments. And if you have any questions for me or for any of us, I'm more than happy um, to answer your questions. Just remember that you are part of this community too, and we are more than happy to hear your thoughts. So please feel free to ask us any questions, or if you want to be part of these and tell us, yeah, I went on holidays too, and this was my experience. We can start sharing these simple things. We can make a lot of difference. So thank
Wow.
you guys for listening.
Thank you, Vicky. That
Thank
was
you.
beautiful. I love holidays, and it's always nice to go on holidays and to come back refreshed and having to reflect and learn from the holidays. So I can understand. That's great. Can I? Okay, obviously, I'm sure we've got questions. I know. Can I start off with one question? Why
Yeah,
did you Why did you choose to go to these countries? Obviously, there must be a reason.
yeah, it was so random. It actually happened when a friend of mine, I mean, the things that happened were like crazy, like out of the blue. I got actually a friend from Venezuela to recommend me out of the blue a Turkish soap opera, a Turkish soap opera. So I was watching the soap opera in Spanish, a Turkish one in Spanish, and I fell in love with the people, with the food, and with the culture. And I was like, oh my god, I want to go there. I mean, I saw that like a year ago, and then slowly started to come into my mind. And and then I thought, yeah, definitely want to go there. And then I was talking to my sister, and she was like, oh, it could be really awesome to go to the pyramids. I think there's so much there. And then
Yeah.
I started researching about the pyramids and the whole story and the pharaohs and the scriptures and the whole thing. I was like, oh my goodness, it was an incredible civilization. And that stuff is from 3,000 years ago and it is still there. So I started to feel interested about these amazing structures, how it happened, why it happened. And it's funny because I asked the question, why did they build the pyramids? Oh, just to bury people, like the kings and the pharaohs. I was like, a huge structure just to bury someone. Really?
Mm,
So it had a lot of significance. Also, I asked, so did anybody live in the temples? Because there are many temples.
mm,
No, no, they don't. No, nobody lived there. I was like, then what's the point? Because they're huge structures and incredible. And it was so much perfection in there. Beautiful. And so now they do when somebody dies and the whole process, they spend then 70 days. I'm like, wow. Um, and then after that, I thought, well, now that I'm going to be so far away, I always wanted to go to Santorini. It's just like a few hours flight. I mean, I don't have to come back to Sydney and then go all 20 hours on the plane to go to just to Santorini. Yeah, I'm gonna put it all together because they're so close to each other. I was like, I'm just gonna do that. That was in my bucket list, and
Mm.
I'm so happy I had the awareness to include a few days in Santorini, and that's how I came all together.
Mm.
Random things, but I think we need to be awakened to recognize that those places are meaningful to us for some reason, and
Mm.
that we should do it. So that's how it came, you know, all together. These three countries,
I
and
have an
all.
idea. I have an idea. Why don't we plan a Santorini trip for all our Heart Talk family?
Oh,
I think so too.
please.
I think so too. Santorini is definitely on my bucket list. Yours too, Helena.
Yes, yeah, it has been for a long time.
Helena, have you been to Santorini?
No, I haven't, but I've got
Ah,
pictures of it in my house.
I think
Yes,
so. I think we should plan a heart talk to you Santorini
Special.
trip. I think
Santorini.
special trip. I think that would
type
be
in
great.
yes, viewers, if you agree.
Yeah, so if you want to come to Santorini with us, Helena will and Vicky can be our tour guide, and
Oh yes,
and
yes.
I think Helena would be more than happy to organize it for us. Nicole says yes. Anyone else? Melita, are you coming with us to Santorini? And Yan and Tao and Patty, are you coming to us to Santorini as well? I think if you travel with awakened souls, I think we're all of the same energy, same mind, and I think we'll have a blast.
No
So
problem.
we'll put that on our list of things to organize for the community. But back to your story, Vicky, I would
Yeah.
actually say, there's this thing out there of limiting beliefs,
Mm,
and I'm pretty sure for you to get to Santorini and to Egypt and Turkey, you would have had to, break through a few limiting beliefs. Would you share? Did you have any
I
limiting beliefs
did.
that you had to break through?
Oh, big time.
And
Yeah,
if you can
big
share some
time.
examples.
Yeah, well, the first was the money. I had
Mm.
probably part of the money to pay for the trip, and then once I paid for the trip, it's like, oh, but I still need money to spend there. Right? Oh, and the funny thing is, like, I was once I paid the deposit, it's like, I mean, there's no way back here.
Yeah,
So
no.
money has to come. I was like, come on, money, come, come, come. And I was incredible. Money started to come from different places. So that was one limited belief. It's like, how I'm gonna do this if I don't have the money? Well, when you start believing, things start happening. That's for sure.
It's a
The other thing
scarcity.
is,
It's a scarcity mentality.
oh look, that's a
Mm.
big part that we need to
Mm.
really work on. And I think most of us have this situation. We think we
Mm,
can do it, and then yeah, we definitely can. The
yeah.
other one was like, I'm gonna go on my own. Oh my god.
Oh,
And let's look at, well, not really. I'm not gonna be on my own because I'm gonna be with 10 people there. So, and the funny thing is that I experienced so much love.
mm,
I could not believe myself. It was like, little things, little things. Like, for example, the two guys, the two of them. Oh my God, it was so incredible. They would look after us, do everything like, accommodation, transportation, story. It's like, oh, I need an ATM. Oh, I solved that for you. Oh, I need a SIM card. Oh, I can do that for you. It's like, oh my God, I can ask exactly for anything, and they will do it for all of us, not just for me. And those little things, they just, yeah, don't worry. Who else wants to go to the ATM? That acknowledgement and that they could do it like almost straight away made me feel so much love. I was like, I don't know if I have felt that much love before, but I'm really liking this. So yeah, it was.
Awesome.
And what else? And then just like, oh my god, I'm gonna be sitting on that plane for 20 hours. Those little things slow you down. You know,
Mm-mm. Okay.
I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna get the plane and get there. Yeah.
Um, I think also, thanks for sharing those limiting beliefs.
Mm,
They are, and they sound quite easy. Oh, no money, doing the trip on your own,
yeah.
having to sit on a plane for 20 hours, like all of these things, if you allow it, it's good to feel them, you know, to feel them and do it anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because your body will go into a fight or flight mode, when you're doing something new. And you would have experienced this, like,
Mm,
I mean, throughout your preparation and your trip as well, right? Like you would have felt it. But you know what? When you have fear in your, and all of these emotions and that are getting triggered because you're wanting to do something new, it's actually an indication that hey, you're onto something and you actually should push through it and do it, because your body's always going to try and keep you limited and comfortable, you know what I mean, but not to, obviously not to do something really really drastic, but like I think one of the nuggets that you mentioned is to have the picture, have the bigger picture, but to break it down into small bite-sized steps, right?
yeah. Yeah.
I think one of the things that you said, Vicky, was like it was overwhelming, the amount of money that you would need for the trip and the time and being on your own. But when you break it down into small bite-sized steps, and take that first step, that first step that you took with the deposit, yep, I
Yeah.
can do that. Take the small step that you can do
Hmm.
at the moment, and it kind of sets off the manifestation. It sets off. It's like you're telling the world, "Yep, I'm ready," and you're putting your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, and then everything just gets taken care of. If you look back on your trip, Vicky, like had you not broken it down and you just kept that big picture view of how much money you had to spend and having to go away for that long time by yourself, like do you think you would not have done it, like
Oh, look, it was really easy not to do it, to be
mm,
honest, because, like I say, I doubted the whole thing the whole time until I was actually there.
yeah,
Even though we doubt ourselves, we need to find that courage to do it anyway, and one thing at a time. Because if we try to do too many things, too big things, um, it's going to be too overwhelming. That it's going to be more the stress that you actually enjoy doing it.
mm, mm,
So I think just if you want something or you want many things, just do one thing at a time. Because
mm,
that's what I did. I did one, and I was so thorough with that. I was given the whole plan, and I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it really well. And I look at every single detail because it was my dream, right? So I'm gonna put 100% on this dream. And I went through the whole thing, and I was like, oh, but I think they didn't include an extra day here because if we're gonna wait for the next tour, which is in 2 days, and then an extra day. And I don't know how many times I called the travel agent to check on the plan. Probably minimum 10 times through the whole process. Through throughout 2 months, which I planned, right? And I was like, look, this is in here. Do I need an extra day? Oh yes, you actually need an extra day. One extra night on this hotel too. I was like, okay. And then I found so many little things that make the trip perfect. I didn't
mm,
have any problems at all. Why? Because I spent all my time and put all the dedication on this, only on this. The visa. Oh, you need to read the papers. They send you all the information. Everything is in there. Do we read it? No. We don't read anything, right? So I read every single information they gave me. It was 10 pages. I read everything. And there are things that you don't know until you read it. Like your visa. They don't do your visas. You have to do it yourself. So if you go there and you don't have your visa, just stop at the airport and you can fly. You can go, right? So yeah, if you have a dream, put 100% on that dream and make sure every single detail has been taken care of. Because that's gonna make the difference if the experience is gonna be good or the experience is gonna be bad. And then you're gonna be surprised. Like, I even researched what kind of socket I need to to recharge my phone. You know,
Yeah.
every little thing. Do I need a transformer or do I need an adapter? I Google everything. So yeah, if you want to make the experience exceptional, make sure you're 100% in that dream invested and you look at every little details because it was crucial for me and that made the experience exceptional. So yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
Very
So,
detailed, very
yeah,
detailed. So
yeah.
I leave that to my husband.
But I think also what you're saying, Vicky, is like enjoying the journey to
yeah,
the experience. Like I think the experience is great, and it went so well for you. But I think taking those small steps and overcoming those limiting beliefs, overcoming your like what you didn't know, learning something along the way
yeah,
as you're working towards your goal or your dream or your trip. I think those nuggets of wisdom that you pick up in that journey to your
mm,
goal and to your trip is actually I think really valuable, and it makes your experience more richer because wow, you had to overcome all of these things to actually achieve your trip, achieve your goals. So I think the journey, the small steps actually make up your total experience of your
mm,
trip. And I would say that the nuggets of gold are there. I think your experience overseas is like the icing on the cake. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But I think in terms of your soul and expanding your soul and raising your energy and your consciousness, right,
yeah,
is all in that journey that you took, all the little things that you had to, learn along the way to get to your trip. I think those are the little experiences and nuggets of gold that actually make you, I guess, more enriched. You know what I mean? On a soul level.
yeah. And also through the trip, I had some tests as well.
Oh,
And
okay.
oh my goodness, on my way, in my last day in Cairo, I was at the airport to go to Santorini, and the airline I was taking never opened, and I was
Oh,
like 40 minutes to the flight, and they never opened, and I started asking everyone, where do I check in? Where do I check in? And flight, I was like, at the end, it's like, look, my flight is leaving in half an hour. I need the check in. Tell me what to do. Oh, you going with Egypt Air? Where was that in the world? That's not. How could I prove? Probably not. They changed the airline, and I never knew. That's how
Oh,
much
they changed the airline on you.
they changed the airline. They never sent me an email. They never gave me any information. And then it's like, I need help here. I started asking. And so I'm not leaving until you tell me what to do. And it's like, oh yeah, you're right. It is here. Let me check you in. I was like, I asked three different staff and they didn't want to do it. Three different staff, they didn't want to do it. It's like, oh no, I don't think it's here. Oh no, I don't think it's open. I said, look, do something about it. I was like, oh, yeah, let me give you the boarding passes. Like, finally. And then they gave me the boarding pass. It's like, oh, look, don't worry. You just have to run because your flight is going to leave soon. And I was
Ah,
like, what? Oh my goodness. They had to do the line to go through the x-rays. I was like, and they, oh no, you have to fill this form. I had to fill in this form, and I have half an hour to, oh my goodness. That was a big test. And it's like, I need to remain calm. I need to do things. Oh, I wanted to kill that woman. Oh my God. It's like, I was like, just breathe, do what you have to do, concentrate, and then run. Run to the plane. And yeah, it's like, I'm not going to stay in Cairo one more night. Like, no, I'm leaving. I'm not staying here. But yeah, sometimes you put just, you know, you get a test of something can go
patience.
very wrong, but you need to be very calm, ask questions, and if you don't know something, ask because otherwise you're gonna be stuck. Who knows for how long? So
Mm.
Like
yeah,
ask for help, ask for help. I
yes,
think that lesson of asking for help is a very crucial one on our
mhm,
soul journey and on our awakening journey, because like, just like how you felt um, at the airport there on your way to Santorini. Sometimes that happens in life, in any
yeah,
situation, right? And you
yeah,
just have to, surrender your pride, or whatever, and just ask for help, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
And
is
I
a
was
good
so
test.
determined, like, when you definitely know what you want, oh my, no one can stop you. Like,
Yeah.
no one can stop you. I was like, I'm not leaving until you resolve this issue now.
Do
I
you have
think,
anything?
yeah,
I'm good. No, but thank you for sharing, Vicky. That
Uh,
was your journey.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
interesting
awesome. And
journey.
so we do have a few people that's going to Santorini with us, and we're not going via Cairo, okay? We're going straight to Santorini.
yes,
And we have a few people coming with us. We've got Nicole Vera coming with us, and
please.
Melinda Rodriguez coming with us, and anyone else said yes to Santorini? Not yet. But if even after the live chat, if you want to come to Santorini with us, just put yes in the comments or email us yes
Or
on,
also, where do you want to go? You know,
or yeah,
if
or
you
any
dream
wherever
place,
else you want to go.
yeah,
And
what else?
I think also, Vicky, one of the little things that I picked up on your story is that, you know um those little voices that are around you, that giving you a bit of a nudge or giving you a bit of inspiration, or it's to lean into them, you know what I mean? And so,
Yeah,
for example, like at your work, you said, oh, they said, oh, you have to take leave, you know what I mean? But a lot
mm,
of people still can't take their leave, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So leaning into that and saying, hey, well, maybe where should I go if I have so much leave, you know what I mean? Just
yeah,
in that moment, changing the way that you think. And also when you said, oh, when you started to ask, okay, where am I going, and your sister, recommended the pyramids, right? Like, these little nudges and uh, the people around you, when they're giving you a little bit of advice or a little bit of, you know, um, I guess, information, or just a comment, sometimes you need to take it as a spiritual nudge or a spiritual guidance, or, and lean into them. Because you never know where it will take you. Look, by just following your sister, it took you to Turkey and Egypt and Santorini,
yeah,
I think that little test in the middle of Cairo and Santorini was like, "Are you sure you want to go to Santorini?" But obviously you did want to go to Santorini,
yeah.
and then it happened. So you never know where those little crumbs. I take it as like little crumbs,
Mhm.
um, showing you the way. And if you lean into it, you listen to it, and you might be wow, I've never been to Turkey before and I'm going by myself, the limiting belief kicks in.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
if you take that little small step towards it and lean into it, what happened is you never know what's on the other side, right? Like hot air balloon and
Oh,
pyramids and,
yeah.
and wow, what an episode, Vicky. I can
Mm,
definitely tell in your, photos and in your telling your story that you had a
mhm.
great time and you definitely awoken. I think too the experience. I think one of the thing that you mentioned was creating, this experience out of nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like going from nothing to having this whole experience is what we're all about and what we're here for. Because we are creative beings, and when you are struggling with these limiting belief and you're allowing the limiting beliefs to hold you back from expanding yourself, then you're not growing and you're not being your creative being that you were created to be. And so
Yeah.
even just start small and don't do the whole big picture all at once. You can dream the big picture, but take
Mhm.
small steps. And that's it from us tonight.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for listening. And I was so thrilled to share my experience with you and with all the people that join us. And I'll see you next week. Let's see what Helena has in
I'm
store
so
for
excited.
us. All right.
All
See you.
right.
Bye bye.
See you.